We all have a name, right? Some wear it with pride, others with modesty, and others with a bit of discomfort. Still, most people keep their birth name for a while. Unless their identity is confronted, then the name just mutates, transforms, or grows in unexpected ways. My name is Carolina Andrea Quiroga Hurtado. My parents call me Carito. Other family members call me Carolinita. My Colombian friends call me Caro. I was once Nani to my papi. To some of my teachers, I was Carolina Q. And to others, Señorita Quiroga. Over the years, my name has twisted and stretched in ways I never anticipated. In the 1980s, there was a rush for the name Carolina. Carolina de Monaco, this beautiful, famous European princess with a tragic family life resembling a Mexican telenovela, was making the headlines. And how about the Venezuelan fashion designer Carolina Herrera, who was gracing the runways, inspiring elegance and desire? Thanks to these icons, at least 20% of girls born in my generation were named Carolina. There were 3 Carolinas in my grade: Carolina Lopez, Carolina Restrepo, and Carolina Quiroga. And our personalities and physiognomies couldn't differ more. A black leader, a white entertainer, and a mestiza bookworm. We went to private school, so the first Carolina and I were rare diversity additions. To avoid confusing us in case they couldn't tell us apart, they shortened our names: Caro Lopez, Caro Restrepo, and Caro Quiro. It worked, sort of. When I came to the US, my name changed even more, and along with that, my identity. To some, my name became a tongue twister. Others gave up entirely with the excuse, "Oh, I'm too old to learn how to pronounce that." For instance, at Starbucks or in short interactions with older folks, I became Catalina, Coralina, Christina, Carlina. I forgave all these mistakes. Why correct them if I would never see them again? But eventually I grew tired of the rush scribbles on the coffee cup or the awkward looks. And I decided to go with a more practical solution, to introduce myself as Andrea, my middle name. This strategy was inspired by a group of South Korean classmates who introduced themselves as Susie, Candy. I asked them if those were their real names. They laughed. People here can't pronounce our names. Can't or won't. Our names are part of our identity and often are tied to memories of loved ones. Yet practicality won. Andrea became my to-go customer's name. It was never mispronounced or misspelled, and it saved me a lot of painful repetitions. Carolina. Okay, Carolina. And other explanations. Now we arrive to the issue of my last names. In Latin America, we honor both sides of the family. So my legal last names are Quiroga Hurtado. But the bank, in its infinite wisdom, rebaptized me as Carolina Hurtado. I tried explaining that Quiroga was my first last name, not a third name, but they wouldn't budge. So Carolina Hurtado was born, or rather imposed by this minimalistic American norm. Carolina Hurtado is my corporate alter ego. She's a confident gray suit, rushing through well-lit halls in her high heels, making her mark in a world built by men. Carolina Hurtado finished engineering school like I did, but she dared to pursue a career in the corporate world, making her parents, my parents, proud immediately. But she's not me. At this point, I wonder what my life would have been without a father, without Mr. Quiroga. Numerology says that the name Quiroga sums up to 7, the number of deep thinkers, melancholic philosophers, and scientists. Papa Quiroga, now 76, teaches at a college and holds 2 master's degrees, one in astrophysics, the guy's an astronomer, and a PhD. His intellect and curiosity are my inheritance. Without him, I would have been Carolina Hurtado, a simpler version of myself, with a mild curiosity, consumed by efficiency and productivity, a lover of romance and erotic novels and thrillers. She would have a more straightforward life path. Many would have loved that, sometimes even me. Now we arrive to my husband's last name. My beloved's last name or family name is Stoltz. And although I married him, I did not take his last name. Personally, I think it's a little overrated for a woman to be the one welcomed into someone else's family. But my husband's Mima, the matriarch of the family, couldn't process the idea of me not changing my family's name and couldn't pronounce what is it? And so I granted her the courtesy of letting her call me Carolina Stoltz. Oh, it sounded fancy. I flirted with the idea for a minute. Then I thought that Carolina Stoltz would be probably taller and wider. And it would have saved me the pain of having my vote contested today by the Republican loser, Mr. Jefferson Griffin, who couldn't conceive the idea of a Latina living in a white people's zip code, because I live in Black Mountain. But had he seen Carolina Stoltz, he would have seen a tall white lady. And he would have been okay with that. But I chose to keep my family's heritage and ancestry, despite the bumps on the road. But back in the day, I did toy with the idea of combining the names. And I did, Carolina Quiroga Stoltz. But it was a disaster. MCs trying to introduce me would sweat, shivered, and almost gave up. Despite the constant rehearsals, Carolina. The mnemotechniques, Ki, Ro, Ga. And my blessings, you got this, you got this. It was worse than trying to pronounce a German, Chinese, or Indian, Russian name. I became unrecognizable. With you, ladies and gentlemen, Carolina Schultz. Who is that? Likely a woman with some sort of Jewish African ancestry. I saw myself with a little lighter skin, big brown eyes, and a slender figure. I wonder what this Carolina Kiroro Scholz would have been, likely a nurse, with a vein for writing short fictional horror tales, born in a mix of a Jewish Christian faiths, deeply devoted to keeping peace between the two. Eventually, I dropped the idea altogether because I'm not a diplomat. Now, to make things simpler, I eventually adopted the name Carolina Storyteller as my business and stage name. It worked perfectly for children, audiences, teachers, and my website. Until, at a festival in Utah, a group of storytellers confronted me. Why calling myself Carolina Storyteller? They thought I was being presumptuous, as if I was trying to call myself the one and only storyteller. I tried explaining, but they didn't seem impressed by my traumas. Life is okay for the Adams, Arnolds, Smiths, and Williams of the world, but not for the Kiroro Scholz. But the question stayed in the back of my mind for a while. And one day I understood that it was not about the title only, but about owning my name. Why making it easier for others? If when I'm on stage, either for 15 seconds or 15 minutes, I'm famous, baby. The world can adapt to me. In 2023, I left all that behind, and I became Carolina Quiroga. My business name, my stage name, my website. But I'm still Andrea as a customer. Because I respect the barista's time. I mean, those guys are juggling with so many orders and weird names all the time. Today, I appreciate it when people try to pronounce my name as I try with theirs. But if they butcher it, I don't correct them harshly. I hate to embarrass people. Plus, let's be honest, people don't remember half of the things the MC says. But they do remember the experience the storyteller gave them. And if you like my story, then I have a better chance for you to commit to learning my name. Whether you call me Caro, Carolina, or Andrea, I will respond with the confidence of someone that knows that a name is not only syllables, but it holds stories. And stories hold worlds within them. But worlds are in constant adaptation. Thank you.